Good morning, students. So we are back since many days we had not touched the Merchant of Venice. So we are back once again to the Merchant of Venice, and I think Aruna ma'am's class was up to that of Portia's speech, where Portia compares herself to the princess of Troy and Bassanio, who comes to save her in the form of Hercules. Now all that her speech is over, and then she says, "Let the music be on." And we are to start with the song, I suppose. Okay, while Bassanio select the casket, the song is being played, and many of the critics said that this song is a kind of hint or a clue to Bassanio to select lead casket, because some of the words like bread and head, the rhyming words in the first two lines, is some of the critics says that she is giving hint to Bassanio that he should be selecting lead. Now, if when you go through the poem, also we'll realize that she is giving a warning against judging by the eyes, going by outward appearance. So let us now start with. Tell me, okay, please, children, please take page number 122, page 122 of The Merchant of Venice. Okay, have you all taken? Okay, so we begin. Tell me, where is fancy bred, or in the heart, or in the head? How begot, how nourished? Reply, reply. It is engendered in the eyes, with gazing fed and fancy dies, in the cradle where it lies. Let's all ring fancy's knell, it will begin it. Ding dong bell, ding dong bell. Now, how does it begin? Tell me, where is fancy bred, or in the heart, or in the head? Now, the song is asking the question where this fancy here denotes the passing or shallow love. Where is it bred? Where is it born? Whether it is in the heart or in the head. How begot, how nourished? How is it born and how it is being nourished? Give me your reply. If it originates in the eye, it will keep on living by the loving glance, by the loving looks. And it also will be fading away in the eyes itself. Now tell us, where is it born? Let us all ring for this fading love, this passing love, which is not permanent, which is only temporary. If it is only temporary, it's better to ring the funeral bell, isn't it? Let it die off, let it finish with the outward appearance itself. So this is a song which is hinting at or warning Bassanio not to judge by the eyes, not to go by the outward appearance. Now, to this what Bassanio says. This is a very important speech given by Bassanio. Here he gives 6 examples himself that he will never go by the outward appearance. It's very important, students. 6 examples you can beautifully extract from this speech. It proves, all these examples prove that outward appearance can be deceptive. Outward appearance can be deceptive. Beauty is deception, we have heard, isn't it? Beauty is deception. So he says outward appearance can be deceptive, proving himself by giving 6 examples from the natural law of the world. And he says himself, and this is also Shakespeare's tagline here in the scene, don't go by outward appearance. It can be deceptive. Beauty is deceptive. Going by outward appearance is also deceptive. Now let's go by the text. So may the outward shows be least themselves. The world is still deceived with ornament. In lo, what please so tainted and corrupt, but being seasoned with a gracious voice, obscures the show of evil. Now the first example, not children, the first example he gives is very practical approach. It's okay, very positive approach, which says outward show might not show the real truth. Okay, while selecting the casket, you should never go by the outward appearance. Now what is, so may the outward shows be least themselves. It is least, it has no value. Outward show has no value. The world is still deceived with ornament. Men are always deceived by ornamentation. For example, here he gives the example in law. The first example, in law, being seasoned with a gracious voice obscures the show of evil. Obscures the show of evil. So what he wanted to tell is that in the field or in the court of law, a case can be so vicious, so dishonest, but in the hands of a fine, eloquent lawyer, the truth can be covered by the pleasant voice of the lawyer. Okay, even the dishonest thing can be made it honest by the eloquent speech of the lawyer. So truth can be kept hidden by the eloquence of a lawyer. Now coming to, so this is the first example that he gives about the court of law. Now in the second case, in religion, what damned error, but some sober bro will bless it and approve it with a text, hiding the grossness with fair ornament. There is no vice so simple but assumes some mark of virtue on his outward parts. Now what is he telling? Now taking the second example, he takes in religion what happens. In religion too, in the field of religion, a sin has been committed. Okay, somebody must have committed a heinous sin. But a godly man, or in the appearance of a godly man, if he utters some text from the scriptures by quoting the words of the scripture in a twisted way, and if he comes with the appearance of a sober man, a serious man, a holy man, okay, sober bro will bless it. And if he uses the words, the scriptural words, and says, he can twist this heinous sin into a holy thing. Okay, he can divinize these words, his by using the scriptural text in a different connotation. He can also say that the sin is not a sin. Some mark of virtue on his outward parts. So he may be having some appearance of a virtuous man and he could deceive the people. It's happening around the world, isn't it? There are many God men who are deceptive today, who speaks a lot and does the action of the evil one. Okay, so it can happen. They may look so virtuous and holy by appearance, but it may not be true. So even there, the deception. Men are being deceived even in the religious ways also. Now the third one. How many cowards whose heart are all as false as tails of sand, where yet upon their chins the beards of Hercules and frowning Mars. Okay. What he wanted to tell here, how many cowards whose hearts are as unreliable as the stairway built of sand, isn't it? Nevertheless, put on a brave appearance. They can put on a brave appearance. They can wear upon their chins the beards of Hercules and the frowning Mars. Okay, Hercules. Who is Hercules, children? Hercules is the god of strength in the classical mythology. And who is Mars? Mars is the Roman god of war. So although they are covered, fearful person, they can wear the mask. They can disguise themselves as very brave, very courageous people, who inward searched have livers white as milk. What inward search means here? If we search below the surface, if we look into them, what do we see? They have livers white as milk. Now look, the word used, livers white as milk. Here, what Shakespeare wanted to say is that during the Elizabethan time, they regarded the liver as the seat of courage. Liver as the seat of courage. Hence, white livered was to be, white livered is a term used for referring to cowards. The brave man's liver is said to be red with blood. Now, you may remember how our Prince of Morocco, okay, isn't it? How he boasted himself, boasted of his red blood, of his dark complexion. Okay. Now here, what he wanted to say, even the weakest one, the frightened people can also show themselves as brave people. Now coming to next one. To render them redoubted, look on beauty, and you shall see it's purchased by the weight. Now in the case of beauty, what is it? Beauty is deceptive, isn't it? Here, now look into the present world. People go to the, what is that? They use lots of cosmetics, foundation in order to make themselves fair and beautiful. Okay, so he is telling it is the chemist who makes the beauty and it works on. They buy the cosmetics, and you shall see it's purchased by the weight. Beauty is purchased by the weight. It's being bought, which therein works a miracle in nature. And then by putting all these cosmetics, they look so very beautiful and light colored, making them lightest what wear most of it. They may be dark skinned people, but they may look so white and so very light colored by using all these cosmetics. So are those crisped, snaky, golden locks. So it is with the people who are wearing a wig of crisped, snaky, golden locks. So some ladies, you must be seeing them wearing having golden locks. Okay, very long hairs, golden hairs. But it may not be of theirs. It may be a wig which they have artificially kept on their head, which make such wanton gambles, wanton gambles means lively movement, okay, which looks so very real with the wind upon supposed fairness and upon these beautifully decorated faces, okay, with all the cosmetics, often known to be the dowry of a second head. Upon the supposed fairness means over a face supposed to be beautiful. And then what is this dowry, children? Dowry here meaning possession, okay? To be the dowry of a second head. What do you mean by? Okay, it may be the possession of, it may be belong to someone else, not of their own. The skull that bred them is the sepulchre. Now, where is the skull that bred those golden locks? The skull on which these hair grew is now lying in the tomb. Sepulchre means the tomb. Thus, ornament is but the guiled shore. So, what is this ornament is? What is this outward adornment? What is this outward shows? It's only guiled. What is this? The word used is guiled shore. It is only treacherous. It's only deceptive. It is only leading you away from the truth. Thus, ornament is but the guiled shore to a most dangerous sea, the beauteous scarf wailing. Okay, so it is all dangerous. It's all very dangerous. Beauty is deceptive. It is so very dangerous. Now, coming to the last example he gives. The beauteous scarf veiling an Indian beauty, in a word, the seeming truth which cunning times put on to entrap the wisest. Therefore, thou gaudy gold, hard food for Midas I will none of thee, for none of thee, thou pale and common drudge. Now, what is he telling? The beauteous scarf, okay, a beautiful scarf which is covered on a Indian beauty. Here, what do you mean by Indian beauty, children? So, Indians are considered by the Elizabethan people or Shakespearean time, the people of the Shakespearean time, the Elizabethan. Their ideal of beauty was blonde. Okay, for them, a white or fair skinned people are only beautiful. They thought of the dark skinned West Indians as Indians, okay, as dark skinned, not so beautiful. But these dark Indians also used to have colorful scarves on their head, which would cover their dark skin, and seeming truth which cunning times put on. And then people who go by the colorful scarf may be deceived when they see the Indian beauty. To entrap the vices, therefore, the gaudy called hard food for Midas. Now he is telling the wise cannot be deceived by all this. It's like, therefore, thou gaudy gold, hard food for Midas, I will none of thee. I will not go by this outward appearance, and I will not go with all that glitters. And I believe that all that glitters are not gold. And he says, he is giving the example of Midas. Have you heard the story of Midas, students? Actually, Midas was a wealthy king in the Greek mythology. He desired so much that all things which he touched should be turned to gold. And his request was granted. But as even when he touched the food, it turned to gold. It became gold. So he couldn't even have his meals. He couldn't drink little water because anything he touched would turn to gold. At the end, he requested back. He implored to take this favor away from him. So he realized everything that is gold is not going to be good for him. He understood gold is not everything. Okay, so same way what Bassanio says here, I take the example of Midas and I believe gold is not everything. And I am not going to choose the golden casket. And he also declares that, nor none of thee, thou pale and common drudge. What is this? Thou pale. Pale is referred to, you pale, silver casket. And what do you mean by common drudge? Common drudge means which is a ordinary slave between man and man. But thou meager led. Between man and man means the silver coins used to be passing from man to man in the form of silver coins, isn't it? The silver used to be passing from man to man like the silver coins. And so it is very unattractive. It is so very meager. So he still, I am not going to select even the silver which is being passed from man to man. Now, what am I looking into? Thou meager led. I look at the meager led. Meager means unattractive, which rather threatens. It's only threatening me and no promises in it. Okay. Thy paleness moves me. It is thy paleness. It is this unattractiveness that moves me, that attracts me to you. Okay. Moves me more than eloquence. So I am not attracted by the eloquence but the paleness. And here choose I, joy be the consequence. And he says, my prayer is that the outcome of this choice, let it be a joy to me. So very important. So you very practical 6 examples he gives that he is not going with the outward appearance. He believes that beauty is deceptive. He believes that outward appearance has no value. He believes in the inward thing, the real, genuine things. Okay. Now to this, what does Portia says? How all the other passions flee to air, as doubtful thoughts, and rash embrace to despair, and shuddering fear, and green-eyed jealousy, O love, be moderate. Allay thy ecstasy, in measure reign thy joy, scant this excess. I feel too much thy blessing, make it less, for fear I surfeit. Now what does she say? How all the other passion flee to air. See, all other emotions vanish to air right now. So she says everything, all other passions move away. Okay, it has nothing to do with all other emotions vanish into the air. As doubtful thoughts and rash embrace despair. Doubtful thoughts, what such as feelings of doubt. She had a lot of doubt whether he will also go with the outward appearance like the other suitors. She was afraid. She was afraid Bassanio would choose the wrong casket. So she says, a doubtful thought, such a feeling of doubt, rash embraced, rashly conceived, and shuddering fear and green eyed jealousy. What is this green eyed jealousy? So, green was the color associated with the jealousy. Now, jealousy is personified here, isn't it? Jealousy is personified and said to be a monster with the green eyes. O love, be moderate. Let my love be moderate. Allay thy ecstasy. Allay thy ecstasy means diminish this excessive joy, these strong emotions, this strong feeling that I have. Diminish it, diminish this excess joy. In measure rain thy joy, scant the excess. Moderate my joy. Shower this a kind of moderation, okay? Let me be modest. Scant this excess means restrain this excess of joy in me. Let me be moderate. Let me be moderate. I feel too much thy blessing, make it less. For fear I surfeit. What does it mean? I feel that your blessing is too much for me to beat, too much for me to bear. For fear I surfeit, lest I should suffer from your excessive blessing. I will suffer from thy excessive blessing. Surfeit means excessive. What find I here? Now, what is here? The next is that Bassanio opens the leaden casket. He has selected the leaden one, and what does he see? What do you think, children? Is there in the casket? We have already seen how Morocco goes with the silver, and the Prince of Aragon goes with the gold and silver is already opened by those two princes, and we know they were given such warning. Okay, and then now what is here in the lead casket? What is here, children? It is the beautiful portrait of Portia. Now let us see what kind of comments, okay, given by compliments given by Bassanio, how he adores the image of Portia, and how he what attributes he gave to the work of excellence by the one who painted the portrait. Okay, now he says, what find I here, fair Portia's counterfeit? What is counterfeit, children? Image, picture, or the portrait. Portia's image, Portia's portrait. What demigod? Okay, it's a godlike picture. It's almost like a goddess. Had come so near creation. Had come so near creation means the artist must have been almost a divine person, because he has made a picture which is so near to being alive, so very, very creative, a godlike creation who gives life to his creation. Move this, hath come so near creation, move these eyes. What is move these eyes? Do the eyes move? Okay, he is so very doubtful. It appears to be moving. The eyes appears to be moving, or whether riding on the balls of mine. Now he thinks, or whether it is that because they seem to be fixed on my own eyeballs, they seem to be moving. Okay, they seem to be moving. Seem they in motion. Here are severed lips. What is the severed lips? Parted lips, parted with sugar breath. Okay, parted with very sweet breath. So sweet a bard should sunder such sweet friends here in her hairs. The painter placed the spider and hath woven a golden mesh to entrap the hearts of men. Now, what is this? Should sunder such a sweet friends, should separate these lips. Here in her hair, the painter placed the spider. What is it here? Placed the spider means has worked like a spider. He has made a web. Okay, and it can entrap like the spider. He is trying to get his prey through the web. So is the beautiful creation is so charming that it captured the attention of all those who see it. The painter placed the spider and hath woven a golden mesh to entrap the hearts of men. It is really charming and it would allure the hearts of men. Faster than gnats in cobwebs, but her eyes faster than gnats in cobwebs. Okay, faster than the gnats are trapped in the cobwebs. So the men can be deceived. So the men can be attracted so fast by this beautiful portrait. But her eyes, how could he see to do them? Having made one, methinks it should have power to steal both his and leave itself unfurnished. Now, what is he telling? Beautiful, beautiful way of telling, isn't it? Having done one, okay, how was he able to see to paint her eyes? Okay, with the first eye painted itself, he would have been captivated by it and he would have left it unfinished, having unfurnished. It seems that when one eye had been painted, it would have the power with its attractiveness to blind the painter, stealing away his eyes so that he could not paint the second eye. How did the painter complete both the eyes? Yet look how far the substance of my praise doth wrong this shadow. In underprising it so far this shadow doth limn behind the substance. Here is the scroll, the content and summary of my fortune. Now what is he telling? Yet look, yet see to what extent the words of my praise do injustice to. My words are not sufficient to praise the beauty of this portrait. Her portrait, by underestimate, I may underestimate by my words. I cannot find right words to praise or appreciate the beauty of this portrait. In the same way, the portrait falls short, limb behind, if the original substance, that is Portia herself, it may I may fail to give the description so real as Portia. Now, what does he find within the casket? Not only the portrait, there is also a scroll. What does the scroll says? You that choose not by the view, chances as fair and choose as true, since this fortune falls to you, be content and seek no new. If you be well pleased with this, and behold your fortune for your bliss, turn you where your lady is and claim her with a loving kiss. Now what the scroll reads: you that choose not by the view, you who do not choose by the outward appearance, chance as fair, may you be fortunate. Chance as fair means may you be fortunate. Choose as true, may you always choose as well as on this occasion you may always choose what is right. Since this fortune falls to you, this fortune, this luck now has fallen to your lot. You have been fortunate to get this luck. Now seek no new, seek no other fortune, and she is more than enough. And consider that your luck, your fortune means happiness. Okay, your fortune here, it is your happiness. Turn you where your lady is and claim her with a loving kiss. Now you turn and see where your lady is and claim her. Okay, claim her means you have every right to take her, possess her with a loving kiss. A gentle scroll, fair lady, by your permission, let me give you a kiss. by the words of the scroll, and by your permission, let me give you a kiss. I come by not to give and to receive, not only to give, but also to receive back the kiss from Portia. Like one of two contending in a prize that things he hath done well in people's eyes, hearing applause and universal shout, giddy in spirit, still gazing in doubt, whether those peals of praise be his or no. So thrice, fair lady, stand I, even so, as doubtful whether what I see be true, until confirmed, signed, ratified by you. Now, what he cannot believe to his eyes that he has won it. Now, he is telling by note, as directed by the scroll, what is written on the scroll, to give and receive, to give a kiss and to receive one. Now, as people competing for a prize, he stands, okay, that things he had done well in people's eyes, in the estimation of the people, that he has done well in the game. Hearing applause and universal shout, he hears the applause of the people, okay, in a context, in a competition, when somebody wins the game, you will hear the audience clapping the hands, hearing the applause, and universal shouts of approval from everyone. But still, sometimes the winner would, giddy in spirit, giddy with excitement, gazing in doubt, looking around in some doubt. Sometimes people may think, be doubtful whether they have won the game. And giddy in spirit, still gazing in doubt whether those peals of praise, whether these shouts of applause really meant for him or not. And he is also still doubting whether he has won Portia, as doubtful whether what I see be true, until confirmed, signed, ratified by, until it is fully confirmed, vouched for, and approved by you. I still live in doubt. And that's where we are, children. So we know the casket game is over, and Bassanio has won the game. I think it's a very long talk. Now we stop. We will go with the Portia's how Portia responds to it in the next class. Good luck. God bless you, children.